Hey everyone, Vintage Vinny here, and welcome to my eBay sales for January 2025. So as you all can see from the title of this video, what a great way to start off 2025. I had some really great sales, and let's go ahead and dive right in, shall we? So the very first item to sell for the new year was this Grilling for Dummies apron that was made in 2005. I bought this at the Factory Antique Mall in Verona, Virginia for $3, and I took a best offer of $15. Believe it or not, the person who bought the first item actually also bought this. This is the Deal or No Deal electronic handheld game. I believe I bought this at a Goodwill for about $5, and I think it did sell for full asking price of $19.99. So this is an item that I picked up at the Red Rocker Antique Mall in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania. I think it was right around the time that they had just changed ownership. So I bought this for $5, and it did sit for, I would say, a good year and a half, and somebody finally bought it for a full asking price of $54.99. So I was very, very happy with that. So on the same day that I bought all that really great stuff at the Fayetteville Antique Mall, I stopped at a Goodwill on the way home and found this brand new Sony headset. I think it's from about 2007, if I'm not mistaken. I did not see a year on the packaging, but I think after I looked it up further, that's when they were from the early 2000s. Anyway, so I wound up spending $12 on these, and somebody bought them for full asking price of $99.99. So the last time that I visited the Queen City Flea Market in Cumberland, I spent over $300 there. And among all the great items that I picked up, I also found some Jim Shore items. Now, Jim Shore, depending on subject matter, can do really well. Some of it is just not worth anything at all, only if it means something to you personally. And some of it is worth a bit of money, so some of the Disney stuff, maybe some of the Peanuts items. So keep your eyes peeled for those. I ended up finding two of these Snoopy Jim Shore figurines that says "I love you" with a heart. Great for Valentine's Day. One of them I believe I sold for $31, and I think this one I ended up taking a best offer of $30. I paid $10 a piece for these, so to invest $20 and then to get a combined total of $61, that's pretty good. So I rant and rave about the beauty products, and one thing that I really don't pick up a lot of are makeup palettes. I just decided to take a chance with these. I bought these, gosh, maybe 2 years ago. The Estee Lauder Pure Color Envy palettes. I think I paid in total $5 for the three of these, and I did take a best offer of $18 for them. So this little guy here I picked up at the Emmitsburg Antique Mall. I want to say I paid $8 for him. I'd never seen anything quite like it before. It's just a little fairy pixie butterfly figurine with the sugared outfit, and I think he wound up selling for $20. So I'm always learning something about jewelry. I usually only pick it up if it's interesting or is different or unique. Um, I do know some of the different names out there. Monet is definitely one of them that I do keep my eyes peeled for. This is a piece that I'd never seen before. I thought it was just really, really nice. It is a fleur-de-lis brooch, mogul gripois glass with cabochons. I bought this for $5 at one of the peddler malls that's right around the corner from my house, and I wound up taking a best offer of $68 for it. So this item, I really could not tell you for the life of me where I picked it up. There's no tag on it at all. I very well could have bought it at a thrift store or somewhere. Anyway, so I bought this, I want to say it was probably from the Hancock Antique Mall, probably in a 75% off booth, and it did wind up selling for full asking price of $24.99. So this is a Pier 1 art glass owl with a Christmas tree. I want to say I picked this up at a Goodwill for about $5. I did try to offer it at one of my live sales and it ended up not selling, so I went ahead and put it up on eBay. Someone did offer me, I want to say $12 for this. So it wasn't the biggest profit margin, but I will take it. Maybe it was $3.99, one of the two. But I decided to go ahead and take it because I had had it sitting for a while, so I was just happy to move it. So there are a lot of tumblers out there. You know, every time you go into a thrift store, there's always tons of them there. Always tons of them in retail stores, and always will be. Anyway, so this was at a local Salvation Army store. I paid 75 cents for it. Brand new, never been used, and it did sell for full asking price of $19.99. So this is an item that I have had sitting for a while. I finally got around to listing it. It's a 1976 wire art kit. I believe I paid about $3 for this from a barn flea market, and it did sell for a full asking price of $19.99. So a few months ago, I had decided to go check out a flea market in Strasburg, Virginia. It's called the King Street Flea. It's like a little basement flea market. Above it is a high-end furniture antique store. And yeah, so I finally got a chance to check it out. I'd like to say that there's probably a very slow turnover there because it just, people weren't in there organizing their stuff or whatnot. So it might be a little while before I go back there. Anyway, so I was in one of the booths there, and I spotted some office supplies. And, to keep a long story short, I know a lot of people probably bypass it and are just like, you can get that anywhere. But something in me just said, go ahead and look these up because you just never know. And these, because they were made in 2004, they could have very well not been made anymore. And, when people are loyal to something, they will stick to it, or if they really like something, they'll do their best to try to stick to it if they can. So I paid $4 for both of these, and I did sell them for full asking price of $19.99. So not this past year, but the year before that, our town has a mile-long yard sale. I unfortunately missed it this summer because I guess there was going to be bad weather and people didn't want to take the chance on setting up and have a downpour on them, which I get. But the year before that, I went on a Saturday, or the Saturday before Independence Day, because that's when it's Independence Day is the big day when everybody and their mother is out on this particular street yard selling. Anyway, so 2 years ago, I went Saturday before Independence Day, and I just found a bunch of great stuff left and right. So Again, another long story short, one of the art sales that I visited, it looked like it had just been a bunch of like auction leftovers or a bunch of auction stuff, and then the women running this particular sale just put it out at their yard sale. So I bought a whole bunch of great stuff, and I think I spent the vast majority of the money that I had taken out at this particular sale. So they had everything. They had salt and pepper shakers. They had pins or jewelry. They had decor. They had just everything under the sun. It was such a fun sale. So I found a bunch of compacts, and I know that depending on who made it, if it's complete, as long as the mirror's not broken, there are several factors that go into whether or not you can resell them or not. This one is Mother of Pearl. It was made in the 1960s, I believe. I want to say I paid about $2 for this one, and I did end up selling it for $18. So these were an arbitrage pickup, I would say maybe about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. These are Gottinger Finley liqueur glasses. I bought these on mega clearance from Bell's Outlet. I paid $1 a piece for 2 boxes of these, and one set finally sold for $39.99. There's still one set available, so if you happen to be interested, my eBay store link is down below in the description box. So I was really tickled to pay $1 and then have them sell for $40. That was awesome. So I'm not exactly sure when we bought this, or when I bought this. I think it was probably maybe not. It was probably last year, maybe last spring, or maybe it was fall time. Anyway, so I bought this at a Goodwill store. I think I paid about $1.50 for it. It's a 2002 SpongeBob Smack and Yak talking plush. He's branded with the tags. Unfortunately, he doesn't talk. I don't think there's a way to get the battery out and replace it. Anyway, so I listed him for $30, and he wound up selling for a best offer of $20. Fairly recently, I was at my local Goodwill store, and I spotted this brand new pack of playing cards from 1993. You've got Rook and Express Monopoly. Paid $3 for the set, and it looks like it originally came from an Ollie's store, but I don't remember off the top of my head how much Ollie's was charging back in 1993. Of course, I looked this up to see what they were going for, and I decided to list mine based on comps for $14.99, and that's what it sold for. So another fantastic beauty product sale happens to be this Victoria's Secret Secret Garden Vanilla Lace Lotion. I remember the day that I brought this home. Again, another long story short, and my mom smelled it, and she really liked it, and I could tell that it was something that she really would have wanted me to hold on to so she could have it. So I wound up listing it, and it sat for a while. I think I bought it earlier this year, maybe late last year, at the thrift store that helps support the military that's here. I paid, I think, $10 for it, and it did sell for a full asking price of $79.99. Fast forward a few months after I brought this home, and I actually found another bottle of it at the Queen City Flea Market for only $2. Unfortunately, the lotion had solidified, and I thought, okay, you know what, why don't I just take a chance and buy this for the $2? And come to find out, if your lotion does solidify and you really like it and you don't want to just pitch it, you can take some hot water and just let it sit in there, and the lotion will liquefy again. So just a little tip there for you. So my mom was thrilled because now she has lotion that she really loves, and she uses sparingly because she doesn't want to use it all, because it's not exactly the easiest stuff to find. And based on this sale, it's a very expensive lotion, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Again, running with the beauty products or perfumes, this I bought a few months ago. This is Rue 21's Revert Echo perfume spray. I think I paid about $2.40 for it. If you all know, Route 21 actually did go out of business for a few months, and I guess they got out of their bankruptcy, or they gained financial stamina again, and they ended up opening a lot of their retail stores again. So I'm not sure if they're going to make this scent again, but at the time that I bought this, Route 21 was closed. So I ended up selling this for $45. Another item that I like to pick up is skincare products, because some of that stuff can be worth some money depending on how much you invest into it. This is the Serious Skincare A Defiance A-Force XR cream. This did cost me $6, and I took a best offer of $34 for it. So another long story short, the gang visited Memphis, Tennessee this year, back in late September, early October, and we checked out a place called Aqua Treasures Estate, and they did a lot of estate cleanouts and whatnot. We got to meet urban ghost hunters, and we got to meet Phantom Canuck. That was awesome. And they had a whole section of just like perfume and all kinds of different things. And I spotted this Mary Chest toilet water. Of course, as best I could, I did look up everything that I was able to get. A lot of the place was 75% off. Some things they were only able to do X amount of. So most of the things I actually ended up picking up anyway. So I don't think there was a single thing that I picked up that I wanted that I ended up putting back. So this was actually marked originally for $35. I think I wound up getting it for $3, so we're looking at about like 90% off. And I listed it for $50, and funny enough, somebody actually offered me what the Aqua Treasures place was originally charging for this, $35, and I gladly accepted because I only paid $3 for it. So anytime I come across these Weight Watcher pocket guide pieces, be it the clicker or the points calculator, I will pick them up if they are in good condition, be it used or new. For this set of 3 here, I paid $3.99, and I did end up selling them all for $20. Running along with all of those fantastic skin creams and beauty products that I picked up at the Fayetteville Antique and Craft Mall earlier this, or middle of last year, I did sell this Collagenesis Multi-Matrix Cream Rich stuff. I paid, I want to say it was like $3, $3 or $5. Most of the stuff that I bought was between $1, I think the most expensive item I bought was like $20 or $25. And this did sell for a best offer of $30. So this has got a fun backstory to it. So I paid $13.50 for this, 10% off of $15. And I ended up selling it for $42. And it was weird. I kept getting like somewhat lowball offers, and then somebody bought it after I had sent out like a, what did I send it, like a 10% discount, and then they said, oh, I want to cancel this, I didn't mean to buy it, and I'm just like, whatever, okay. So I relisted, and then somebody, I think I offered the 45 again, and they counter offered me 42, and I said, just to get rid of this, I decided to go ahead and take the $42 offer. So I made $28.50 before fees on it. So this Party Light birthday candle holder is brand new in the box. I bought this at a now defunct thrift store that helped support battered women that was in Hancock, right on the main street by their pharmacy, if you've ever been down that way. If you've been there recently, it is now a gym. So anyway, so I bought this, I think, for about $5, and I did end up selling it for $29.99. Now this did sit for quite a while. I think it sat for probably a good 2-3 years before it finally sold, so it wasn't a quick sale. I don't really know too much about Party Light, like what's worth buying and what's not. The only reason I picked this one up is because it was brand new in the box, and some things, even when they're new in the box, just don't have a high resale value. So I took a shot in the dark. Of course, I did look it up before I picked it up anyway, but that was still a good pickup considering I only paid $5. These were an arbitrage pickup as well. I bought these at our local Walmart store. They are the Pioneer Woman Jadeite Scalloped Edge dinner plates. I only had 3. I'd seen them in the clearance section several times before I decided to pick them up because they just kept getting marked down. Why nobody else was picking them up, I don't know. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, I did wind up only spending about $2 a plate. And I did send out an offer of $30, and somebody did buy them. So I was really, really pleased with that. I think I've had these for probably a good year, maybe a year and a half. It's been a while. So this is a product that I have had for quite a while. I originally was going to keep it for myself, and then I just was like, sell it. I bought this, I think, maybe within the first couple of times that I visited Adamstown, Ephrata, Lancaster area for thrifting. I want to say I bought this at a Goodwill store, and I paid about $1.99 for it. I listed it for $16.99, and then I decided, after receiving an offer of $10, just to take it because I'd had it for so long, even though it wasn't listed. It was just one of those things where I was just happy to sell it and move it out, and let somebody else use it. So if you all followed my Closing Down for Good series, two-parter with the items that I bought at the Hancock Antique Mall, I actually went up 24 hours after I was there the first time because I had left some things in a showcase that I didn't mean to, and I didn't know I was going to spend an extra $134 there. But anyway, so I decided to go ahead and go around when I got there and just see if I missed anything, and that's how I wound up with $130 worth of stuff. But this was one of the items. This is a Disney Parks cooling towel. I think this is just something you get exclusively at the Disney Park. And it was in a booth that was 75% off, so I paid $1.50 for it. And it did sell for a full asking price of $19.99. So this is really cool. This is a Snap-on Tools wall mount bottle opener. I know that these are somewhat popular in decor. I see them at Marshall's all the time, like during the holidays or during Father's Day. We get a lot of this kind of stuff in. The only reason I bought this one is because Snap-on tools I know are very expensive, and if you find them relatively inexpensively, you can sell them for good money. I want to say I bought this earlier in 2024, so it hadn't been sitting for too long. But I was thrilled to get $20 for it, and considering I only invested $5 into it. So this is a Black & Decker hand mixer from 2004. It's the MX55. I believe I paid $4 for this. The box was open, but the item was brand new, never used, and I took a best offer of $30. Yet another arbitrage item that I picked up was this Conair mini hair dryer for on-the-go styling. I bought this at a City Trends store, which is, I would say, it's like a step down from Burlington. A lot of the clothes can be kind of questionable, but you can still find some good stuff in there. I mean, I know I have. Anyway, I paid $5 for this, brand new in the box, even though the box has some cosmetic issues. As you can see, the box was in horrible shape, probably from being tossed around in that store for a while until I rescued it. But it did sell for $19.99. So if you all remember, back in, I think it was early summer, Dad and I went up to the Rebels Roost outdoor antique flea market, and after we were done there, we decided to go out to New Oxford, and we worked our way up to Hanover. And I went to the Black Rose, Dad and I did. And I bought a really interesting hat pin holder with Kewpies on it. And I thought, well, this is really interesting. I've never seen this before. Let me go ahead and buy it. I couldn't find anything on it, but I know that some early Kewpie stuff was worth a little bit of money. So anyway, sold that for $550. That paid for most of my stuff that I bought in Tennessee. Well, fast forward to late December, and I'm sorry, not late December, late January. I forgot I had this sitting downstairs in my inventory room, and I said, you know what, let me go ahead and list it. I knew I bought it for a reason, and I couldn't remember off the top of my head where I picked it up. So I'm freaking out because, again, another long story short, once something sells on eBay and I know I bought it at an antique store, I like to mark it on the receipt so that way I just know, okay, this has been sold, and this is how much I got for it. But I couldn't remember off the top of my head where I picked it up. So I'm scrimping through all my receipts, trying to figure out where the heck this came from, and for some reason something just said, look at your receipt from Black Rose of Hanover. And one of the things that I like about making haul videos for you all to see what I'm finding, where I'm at, is also a way for me to see where I got stuff. So if I forget where something came from, I'm able to see it in a video. So I clicked on the video that I made for that trip to the Black Rose of Hanover, and lo and behold, it was right there, like within the first shot of the video I made. So that was awesome. So I ended up taking a best offer of $85 for this piece. I was thrilled because I only spent $3.20. That was one heck of a good trip to Hanover, y'all. So this actually just sold within the last 48 hours. This is an Anchor Hocking Tulip Salt and Pepper Shaker, I believe with the original lid on it. I bought this for $5 at Hokey G's in Bedford, Pennsylvania, and I ended up taking a best offer of $27 for it. As you can see, it's not in the greatest shape. I mean, you can see that the tulips are rather faded on it, but I'm sure somebody who collects this line or is just trying to start collecting this line was thrilled to be able to get this. So of course I couldn't say no to that offer. And the final item, that I wanted to share with you all that sold for the month of January are these, I don't know if they're from the 60s or 70s. I assume that's probably when they were made. These pendant lights. I believe the shades are Fenton Optic Swirl. And I had these listed for a while. I bought these at a thrift store called Fetch, which is in Frederick. I believe I bought these right when they first opened, and I think it was about $10 to $15 for the set. I listed them for I think $150, and then I dropped them down to $130. Then I dropped them down to $100, and somebody bought them when I sent out an offer of $75. So I am thrilled that these sold and that somebody's going to probably put these to great use and have them in their home or maybe in an antique store themselves, which would be awesome. So folks, that is everything that I would like to share with you all from my sales in January. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I know this is probably a very long video. Let me know down below in the comments section what was your favorite sale, what surprised you the most. Do you sell on eBay? Did you have any great sales that you'd like me to know about? Let me know in the comments section. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.